You've been lied to and you inhaled it like oxygen. Win hard enough, long enough, and you'll be free. Stack the money, stack the respect, stack the proof, and one day no one will be able to tell you a damn thing. That story feels noble. It feels tough. It feels like the path a man should take. But listen to me. Most men don't fail at success. They succeed at dependency. Every win becomes a rope. Every compliment, every check, every handshake tightens the knot. You think you're earning freedom? You're building a cage out of applause. Of course you believe that lie. Everybody sells it. Parents hint at it. Coaches preach it. The world smiles when you promise to win the right way for the right reasons, with your head down and your mouth shut. And at the start, it seems true. You get those first wins and life changes. Options appear where there were none before. Bills go quiet. People call you sir. Doors open quicker. The room pays attention when you speak. The world is easier to move when it thinks you're important. And you tell yourself, this is what freedom feels like. But it isn't. It's the beginning of a different leash. Your body starts learning a lesson you never intended to teach it. Safety comes after approval. You perform, they approve, you feel safe. Stop performing, lose approval, feel danger. Underneath all your power moves, your nervous system is stitching a map where the fastest route out of fear is someone else's smile. Achievement stops being expression and becomes insurance. You don't win to be yourself, you win to be allowed to be yourself. That's not power, that's permission with a trophy on it. This is where fear becomes intelligent, when it learns to speak your language. It doesn't say hide, it says be strategic. It doesn't say stay small, it says protect the brand. It doesn't say don't upset them, it says let's time this better. Fear in a suit is still fear, and it will co-author your decisions while convincing you you're in control. That voice will keep you successful, praised, and quiet. It will sell you a clean image and invoice you with your spine. The real problem in your life isn't that you failed. The problem is that you've succeeded at building a life that breathes permission. Your money depends on being tolerated. Your identity depends on being liked. Your relationships depend on being predictable. You have built a system where you need the world to nod before you move. And once the need for permission becomes oxygen, you will suffocate every time you tell the truth and the room goes cold. So you start protecting what feeds you. You protect revenue, you protect image, you protect access, you edit your words so no sponsor twitches, you choose the safer caption, you swallow the honest post, you take the meeting you don't believe in, just in case. You let little lies slide because the room is useful. You laugh at the joke you hate because the guy telling it signs your checks. You smile while your insides grit their teeth. You move like a man with brittle bones, afraid of every bump because any bump could cost you your position. And little by little, you teach yourself how to bend and call it maturity. And then the stakes rise, because success scales everything, including your fear. The more you get, the more you have to guard. You don't just have a job, you have a team. You don't just have a car, you have a lifestyle. You don't just have an audience, you have an empire of eyeballs, and they're hungry every day. Now, it's not just about you. You're carrying people. Your calendar is a hostage negotiation with your own life. You keep people employed by keeping things pleasant. You keep sponsorships by keeping things smooth. You keep the good life by keeping your mouth at the right angle. And truth becomes a luxury item you tell yourself you'll buy later. Comfort is expensive, and you're paying for it with the parts of you that used to fight. You get busy, very busy. It looks brave from the outside. It looks productive. It looks like what men should do. But underneath the congratulations, you're afraid. Afraid of one wrong move, afraid of one real sentence, afraid of the look on their faces if you say what you actually mean. You've become the chief operating officer of everybody's expectations, and the currency is your honesty. You started with the dream of being untouchable. You ended up touchy about everything that touches your status. The crack never shows up as some explosive crisis. It's almost always small. Somebody asks you for a quick favor, and that crosses your line. A deal wants a clause that violates your values. A friend expects a yes you don't have anymore, and you say a small, honest no, just a normal, decent adult no, and your heart sprints, your stomach flips, your head floods with worst-case headlines. It feels like you pulled the pin on a grenade. You try to keep your voice level, but your body's disobeying you because it learned a long time ago that no might mean rejection, and rejection might mean danger. And danger must be avoided at all costs. That panic is proof. You don't own your life. You're negotiating custody of it. That's when it hits you. Your problem isn't that you need more to lose. It's that you need less to protect. Freedom isn't measured by trophies or followers or the size of your office. Freedom is measured by how much disapproval your life can absorb without you turning on yourself. You want a stronger self? Stop trying to be loved by more people. Build a life that can keep moving when the right people are disappointed in you. You don't become confident by thinking. You become confident by surviving reality. So you start looking at your life through a new lens, not how do I get more, but what can I refuse and still stand tall? You look at your money, your schedule, your obligations, your routines, and you ask a hard question. If I tell the truth here, how expensive is it? If it would cost me my rent, my dignity, or my family because I've tied every dollar to being a good boy, then I'm not rich. I'm least. If it would end 5 fake friendships and force me to spend Friday night alone, that's not a tragedy, that's a detox. If it would get me removed from a circle that never liked me to begin with, good. That's not exile, that's clarity. This shift is not about becoming reckless, it's about becoming refusability proof. A man with standards is not hard to please, he's hard to move. You design your life so truth costs inconvenience, not identity. You build a margin, a buffer between your values and your bills, so that saying no doesn't set your house on fire. You stop being addicted to peak months and instead you lower your floor. You throttle lifestyle so hard, times can't humiliate you. You make your money honest enough and diverse enough that one angry phone call can't choke you out. You get lean so you can fight. Simplicity is not smallness, it's armor. You stop scheduling yourself like a prop. You leave empty space on purpose. You block the mornings. You block time to train, to think, to write, to be unproductive without the world falling apart. Not because luxury habits look cool on Instagram, but because silence is where a man hears his own voice again. You make promises you can actually keep, and you stop making the ones that were buying applause you don't respect. And then you practice. Tiny reps. Daily courage, not occasional theatrics. You tell one small truth in a small room. You say no to one useless meeting. You correct one lie you told to make someone comfortable. You stop performing for people who would not show up for you when you're out of costume. You face the tremor in your chest and you don't run. You survive the look on their face. You do it again tomorrow. Discipline isn't a mood, it's a pattern you build under pressure. The life you want is hidden behind the actions you avoid. Do not misread me. This is not permission to be rude or careless. This is a command to stop being owned. You can be kind without being compliant. You can be generous without being captured. You can be loyal without being silent. You are not a brand. You are not a pet. Your success is not a leash. It's supposed to be a tool, and a tool in the wrong hands will be used against its owner. Put it back in your hands. Ask yourself who you're scared to disappoint. Say their names. Bosses, investors, fans, parents who still think they run your adult life, friends who only like the version of you that benefits them. Strip away the fantasy. Which of these people would respect you more if you told the truth and took the hit? Which of them would leave, and why is that loss supposed to terrify you? Approval has never loved you back. It has only fed on you. Gratitude is good. Gratitude builds relationships. Approval is a soft drug, and you're nodding off. You think your pressure is special. You think your responsibilities are heavier than anyone could understand. That's another lie fear tells you to keep you obedient. Men for centuries have carried more than you and kept their honor. They did it by keeping non-negotiables non-negotiable. They refused to sell their name for survival. Survival without self-respect isn't alive. It's just breathing while dead inside. Man, that's easy to say when your bank account is right. No, it's necessary to say when your bank account is wrong. Character built under low numbers doesn't disappear when the numbers go up. If you won't practice saying no when the price is small, you won't miraculously find a backbone when it's millions on the table. Courage isn't a bigger check. It's the same choice with louder consequences. Stop congratulating yourself for what your fear says you can post. Start congratulating yourself for what your fear says you can't. That's your training plan. That's your gym for the soul. You've done hard reps before. You know what effort feels like. This is the same. It just looks like picking up your phone slower. It looks like returning a call with a boundary. It looks like telling your team the truth before the internet hears it. It looks like designing your calendar in advance so you don't have to lie about being busy. It looks like lowering your expenses so you can lower your voice when you need to. It looks like asking your woman to respect the line you draw and then holding that line with love and firmness even if she pushes. It looks like being a man, not a mascot. This won't make everyone happy. Good. You're not trying to be universally admired. You're trying to be unmistakably yourself. Disapproval will come. Take it like weather. Prepare for it. Don't worship it. Have a coat. Have a roof. Build your shelter with habits that don't need applause to stand. When you train like that, the storms stop feeling biblical. They feel normal. You're less jumpy, you're less performative. You start to relax inside your own bones, which is what strength actually is. Then the winds start to shift. They look smaller to the world because they don't glow on a screen, but they're heavier in your hand. You said no to the crooked money. You told your son you're proud of him without needing a reason. You looked your father in the eye and disagreed respectfully for the first time. You canceled a trip that would have fed your vanity and stayed home and did the work. You saved more than you spent. You trained when it didn't trend. You slept. You didn't chase the spotlight. You cleaned your own house. These are not Instagram victories. These are sovereignty reps. And something changes. You notice that you don't flinch as fast. You don't pre-explain yourself before speaking. You don't laugh where it's not funny. Your voice drops half an inch lower because it's not climbing over your fear to get out. Your body stops bargaining. That's what freedom feels like, not the roar of a stadium, the quiet click of your self-respect locking in place. This is where men separate. Some will double down on performance and fold later. You won't. You will be the man who builds refusing power on purpose. You will lower the cost of truth by designing your finances with discipline, by protecting your mornings with fury, by saying fewer yeses with more weight, by choosing friends who want you upright, not agreeable. You will become allergic to the little lies that save face and cost manhood. You will practice losing the right things. And as that muscle grows, your impact becomes cleaner. People won't just listen to you, they'll trust you. They'll sense there are no hidden strings attached to your words. Even your enemies will take you seriously because they know you won't sell them a version of you to buy their approval. That respect is heavier than applause. It's the respect of a man who has fire in his chest and reins in his hands. You're not done fighting the world until you stop being at war with yourself. Too many men are undefeated in public and broken in private. That gap will eat you. Close it. Do not wait for a sabbatical. Don't wait for after this quarter. Freedom is built in the middle of your current storm. It's built by choosing one honest act that costs you today, not someday. Today. Cancel the thing you don't believe in. Decline the deal that stains your name. Tell your team what you're changing. Tell your family what you won't tolerate. Take back 2 hours this week and make them sacred. Don't apologize for drawing breath as a man with standards. Hear me clear. If your life collapses because you told the truth, it needed to collapse. Better a clean break now than a slow rot that leaves you with nothing you respect in 10 years. Pain you choose is tuition. Pain you avoid collects interest. Courage up front is cheaper than regret later. The bill always comes. Pay it like a man who expects to look himself in the mirror tomorrow. And I know you want the perfect plan. You want numbers and timelines and a guarantee that if you do A, you get B. That's addiction to certainty. That's permission in a new outfit. Your guarantee is this. If you build your life on honesty and self-respect and refusability, you will sleep heavier and walk steadier. You will move slower on the wrong things and faster on the right ones. Confidence won't be an emotion you chase. It will be a memory of survival. You will know because you will have proof, your own proof, that you can take hits and keep your name. Fear will keep visiting. Let it. It will try new arguments. It will say you're being selfish. It will call you arrogant. It will whisper that you're going to be alone. That's fine. Let it talk. Make it sit in the passenger seat, hands visible, mouth closed. You drive. You choose the route that exposes you to the right enemies and the right failures because you understand this now. The man you want to be will cost you the man you've been. Pay. With interest. With urgency. Remember these lines and burn them into your day. Comfort is expensive. Every time you buy comfort with your voice, you sell a piece of your backbone. Fear becomes intelligent when it learns to speak your language. Don't let it run strategy meetings in your head. You don't become confident by thinking. You become confident by surviving reality. Stop running drills and go into the game. The life you want is hidden behind the actions you avoid. Walk toward the weight. You are not a brand. You are not a boy waiting to be picked. You are not a collection of yeses pretending to be a man. You don't need everyone. You need your word. You need your work. You need your God, your code, your brothers, your body, your woman if she respects the mission. Everything else is negotiable. That is sovereignty, the ability to defy your own success when it tries to become your owner. So here is the line. Choose it. Audit your dependencies this week. List every place your honesty feels too expensive. Cut one chain today. Not all, one. Lower one bill. Cancel one appearance. Lose one fake friend. Fire one client who pays well and poisons your name. Say one no that scares you. Tell one unglamorous truth. Build one system that doesn't need applause to run, then do it again tomorrow in a different corner of your life. Stack refusability the way you used to stack approval. Men talk about being kings. A king doesn't beg. He doesn't bargain his integrity for the crowd's noise. He hands out truth like bread and accepts the consequences with a straight back. Stop performing. Start owning. Success that requires surrender is slavery with better lighting. Trade it. Trade it now. Your future sons and your future self are waiting on a man who chose to be free when it was expensive to be free. You wanted to push. Here it is. Stand up, shut the door, take the call, send the message, say the thing, break the pattern, don't apologize, take the hit, breathe, keep moving. When the dust settles, you won't just still be here, you'll be more here. Not a performer, an owner, not a man who needs permission, a man who gives it to himself. Most men don't fail at success, they succeed at dependency. Let that not be your story. Build a life you can afford to defy. Pay the price, pay it today, and earn, finally, the only win that matters. The kind of success you don't have to obey.